Here we have my ZRD freestyle chassis and the LMT drivetrain. I had to do a couple modifications, as you've seen in the last video as I was putting this together. So we'll start down low and work our way up. I was told that the LMT drive shafts may not work. Well, they do work, but you got to take about 20 thousandths off the pin for the drive shaft to the transfer case or drop box transmission, whatever you want to call this thing. The freestyle RC transmission, the holes are a little bit smaller, I'm assuming, for everybody runs Revo shafts with that setup. So I threw them in a lathe, cut them off, cut them down, I should say. The other thing is the battery. I have Spectrums. Since everything works together, I kind of like the Spectrum stuff. I had to make risers so it fit, and then machined flats into them so they would the battery would clear. I don't know if you can see that, but flats. So I had to do that. There was already holes in here for the ESC, so I used those, and then I just decided to put the on-off switch up there. I finally got my springs, all my shocks together. I want to say these are 12 millimeter associated. I think they're blacks for the bottom, browns for the middle, and then I got yellow Proline Power Stroke top on the front and back. Probably could use a little more, but this thing sits right, you know, it's got some nice droop to it, and the suspension works really well. I machined dividers, spring dividers, all the way around. That way the springs all stay in place. What else did I do? I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I did use the LMT sway bar arms, or drag links, not the arms. Kind of probably gonna break in there at some point, maybe not. We'll see what happens. I started machining body mounts for this, since they don't come with it. A lot of people complaining, so I did basically old school T-Max aluminum mounts, looking like, you know, 1/4-inch holes, countersunk a little on the edges, and set screws that go through. I machined down the set screws just like your drive shaft screws, so they go through and they lock in. As you can see with these, I'm not done. I gotta get the body cut out in the back so it fits, and then I'll pop my holes in or adjust my height, make longer ones. These ain't no big deal. So we'll get some video of this thing running next. got a 4-link bar, or an end that popped out. I'm not a fan of these rod ends from Losi. When you do heavy bashing on the trucks, they wallow the holes out and create a lot of this back and forth. This isn't that bad, but that thing down there is got it pretty bad. Well, now that I got this all disgusting and dirty because I don't have grass in my backyard yet, but it lands awesome. The shock setup is great. I might have to mess with the settings. It seems a little slow to me compared to the LMTs, but that could be because of the gearing in the transmission. But I like it. So I'll give this thing a good cleanup, pop that 4-link bar back on, and work on the body next. Do a quick follow-up to what I was talking about with the tie rod ends, heim joints, whatever you want to call them. This thing has it bad. I know there's not a shock on there right now, which I'll show you that in a second, but Trill makes uppers, but they're 50 bucks. I really don't want to spend 50 bucks on something I'm going to beat the shit out of. So I'll probably make something of my own and use Traxxas links. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But back on the shock thing here. This is, yeah. Bent the shit out of that. Broke the tip off. There's a E-clip on both sides. I found an E-clip. I don't know what happened to the head of the screw, which is, you can kind of see it right there. And then, yeah, that got banged out. I tore the seal up. The piston doesn't look horrible, but that's garbage pretty much right now because it costs more money to try and put this together than I could go out and buy a set of Max shocks here that people have been using for bashers on these things. So that might be what I do in the future. It needs limiting straps. That's why that happened. It overextended when I landed on the back tire real bad, and it yanked the truck up, and that's why that broke. Somewhere over here, cement and these things don't mix either. That's another fault I have against me, but I still love these trucks. Best monster truck out of the box. So I'll put the link in the descriptions for the shock setup on the ZRD. I know they're not easy to get. When I was trying to find them, there's limited quantities. So next video, maybe we'll RC video anyways. We gotta get working on that thing. Going to Digger's Dungeon at the end of May, and I need that somewhat presentable. So that'll be all for this video. Share, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.